Welcome back to Spoiler-Free Wrestling, everyone. And Chris Jericho has made some interesting comments on his podcast regarding Bullet Club changing its name. So Jericho released an episode this morning along with wrestling journalist Fumi Saito, where the two looked over the Wrestle Kingdom 13 card. Now, during this conversation, Jericho said the following in regards to Bullet Club possibly changing their name. Jericho asked Saito, "I'm wondering, is it time to change the name?" He continued, "Bullet Club has been through so many different phases and it is so synonymous over the last couple of years with the Bucks and Kenny and Cody. Now that they are gone, it seems like they should want to change it to something else." Now, and I wrote this on SEScoops.com, where I'm a writer as well. You guys should check out that website. Many longtime fans of Bullet Club, and in fact, many of the original members of Bullet Club as well, are pointing to the current incarnation of the group as more closely resembling the original MO of the faction before the Elite entered the picture. So many of these fans will say the current Bullet Club, this is more like the Bullet Club before Anderson, Gallows, and Styles left, and certainly more closely resembles Bullet Club before Prince Devitt left. However, Jericho is of the belief that it's time to change the name of the faction because in the last couple of years, Bullet Club has been so synonymous with the Elite. Anyway, I thought this was sort of a controversial, these were sort of some controversial comments to make. A little bit more, or just as interesting, was that Fumi Saito agreed with Jericho that changing the name of Bullet Club might be a good idea, but then the two discussed how New Japan Pro Wrestling Management would still like to be able to sell Bullet Club merchandise, and that Bullet Club merchandise is still a pretty hot seller. And this was evidenced recently when Pro Wrestling Tees put out their list of the top sellers of 2018. Of course, members of the Elite were all over there. Tama Tonga is still on that list, so Bullet Club is still moving quite a bit of merchandise, even with the Elite leaving. So, Bullet Club has dealt with a little bit of criticism in the quote-unquote wrestling media. There's some bad wrestling websites out there, as we have discussed. Tama Tonga has been in a Twitter rivalry with some wrestling media. He also released a video on his YouTube channel where he addressed some of the criticism that Bullet Club has received as a result of naming Jay White their leader. So, Tonga released a video, and here are some of the highlights from it. He said, "Yes, I said all that regarding Bullet Club having no leader. Right after I kicked out the Elite and right before we brought in Jay White. Now think about this. With Jay White in, we got one man covering the direct route to the IWGP Heavyweight Championship, right? You've got my brother and I, tag team duo, holding it down for the IWGP Heavyweight Tag Team Championships. We got Fale the Monster. We got Ishimori chasing the Junior Heavyweight. Now if it needs to be a Junior Heavyweight Tag Team, we also got Robbie Eagles. We're covering all angles. That's smart, don't you think?" So, this was just some interesting comments made not only by Jericho, but also by Fumi Saito. I don't know. I just thought it was an interesting take that Bullet Club should change its name. I think that's going to be a very controversial take, especially with all the Bullet Club fans who are looking at the current Cutthroat era of Bullet Club as more fitting to the original style of the faction. Anyway, if you want to take a listen to the full episode, we also put out a video. Fumi Saito gave an injury update on Hiramu Takahashi. We put that out in a separate video. There's a link to Jericho's podcast in the show notes. I do want to ask, if you haven't done so already, please hit the subscribe button to make sure you don't miss any unique wrestling content from Spoiler Free Wrestling. Thanks, everyone.